So, in this latest NBA trade rumor, and before I begin this rumor, I'm gonna be talking about two teams. I'm gonna be talking about an additional player that's also going to be in a trade. It's in a trade speculation. These are just trade rumors, folks. Okay, don't put any validity in it. I'm just letting you know that these are trade rumors. So, the New York Knicks are going to give up everything that they either drafted in the NBA draft for the past couple of seasons, giving up on every player that they done signed in the recent NBA free agencies in the past. They're going to give, and also future and some future draft picks for James Harden. So one of the guys I noticed that they're going to give up on is R.J. Barrett, if I'm pronouncing this name right, but you know I'm notoriously known for butchering people's names. Now, isn't that the same kid that was drafted behind Zion Williams? Because the New York Knicks wanted Zion Williams, but Zion Williams was off the board, so they got the second best player, R.J. Barrett. Okay, so they're going to give up on him already. And they're also going to be giving up on some players that they done signed 2 years ago in NBA free agency, as well as a couple of draft picks for James Harden. All right. Now, if you look at the trade proposal, it makes sense money-wise. I can see how this can fit, and this can be actually a real trade. But I, is is James Harden going to be happy with that, going to the New York Knicks? Basically, he's pretty much starting all over. Any decent talent that he's going to be joining is going to be traded to the Rockets. And if he has an issue, and if he's talking about, if he's got dreams and aspirations of winning a title, you're not going to necessarily win a title with the New York Knicks unless the New York Knicks got some hidden trade proposal down the road where they're going to pair him up with another NBA superstar, probably another disgruntled NBA superstar on another team. Maybe the New York Knicks have that going on, but he's essentially going from one team that's not going to get him any further to the NBA Finals to another team that also is not going to get him any further to the NBA Finals. Okay, now he will be going to the East, and the East is not a beast. The East is the least for now. Until we see how Brooklyn's going to be looking. Are the Miami Heat going to rebound from their successful season from last season? What about the Pacers? The Celtics, they got Gordon Hayward left them. How they're going to be looking in the fold of things? Okay, so it's the East. The East is not a beast; it's the least. So he can. I just don't know how this is going to work for James Harden, because if he wasn't happy with the Rockets, how he's going to be happy now? Basketball business. I don't know how James Harden is going to take this. Okay, now personal. If you make it personal, I can see how a change of scenery would be very beneficial for James Harden. All right. Seems like him and the owner of the Rockets are not meeting eye to eye. And maybe he wants to get away from he just want to get away from the owner so bad. He doesn't care what team he's traded to as long as he's away from the Houston Rockets. Now, that can be very beneficial for James Harden. But basketball, this is not going to get him any further to the NBA championship. Now, he's ordering a trade by trading him to the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets don't have enough to make that deal done unless they get a third team involved. And I just don't know. I mean, the Rockets wouldn't mind, trading them out to the East. They don't have to deal with them on a constant basis. Okay. So that's an Eastern team, but I just don't understand how that trade is going to work. And even if you somehow make that trade possible, how are those players are going to coincide with one another? Okay. Now, James Harden has played with Kevin Durant, so they can, I don't know how they could possibly work together. But Kyrie Irving, on the other hand, is on a whole nother level. All right. So back to this trade, I just don't know. I mean, I think basketball wise, it makes sense. The money matches up. But does James Harden really want to go to the New York Knickerbockers? I mean, he's not any closer to an NBA title with the Rockets. He's definitely not any closer to an NBA title with the New York Knicks, unless the New York Knicks got a trade down the road that's going to pair him up with another superstar. Okay, which that's a possibility. All right. So, yeah. Now, in other NBA trade rumors, I was going to do a video on this over the weekend, but Russell Westbrook has been in a lot of trade rumors, trade packages for the past 5 or 6 days. And this latest one have him going to the Golden State Warriors, where he's going to play alongside Steph Curry. Now, I don't know how that's going to work, okay? Because Russell Westbrook, his talent really don't match well with the Golden State Warriors. Well, with what the Golden State Warriors want to do. But Steve Kerr is one of those type of unique coaches that can fit players from other systems. Somehow he can fit those players to the Golden State Warriors system. Okay. Now, but we're talking about Kevin Durant. Okay. And Kevin Durant is a special talent. Okay. Where he can complement any type of roster in any type of system. Russell Westbrook plays pretty much only one way. So it's not like, you get Russell Westbrook and then somehow Russell Westbrook's talent is going to allow him to play well with a different organization and a different infrastructure. He's an ISO player. I just don't know how that's going to work. Now, basketball sense, I don't even understand how they're going to make this trade done. Okay, Russell Westbrook is a max player. Okay, so I don't know how they're going to fit this and what they're willing to. Now they do got a trade exception. Well, they do have some additional money from Klay Thompson being injured again. Excuse me. And they can use that money to fit him under the cap. And the Golden State Warriors already done set out and said that they don't mind being over the cap, but over the cap for Russell Westbrook, I just don't know how you're going to get that deal done. Now, if you do get that deal done, how does Russell Westbrook fit in with what you have on your roster? Obviously, you're going to have to tinker with your system. Okay, this is not the Splash Brothers system. You still got Steph Curry, you still got Draymond Green. You got some you got some decent players on that roster. And I just don't know how Russell Westbrook's going to fit in with that. Or is you're going to let Russell Westbrook play the one because Steph plays the one? How you're going to, okay, if you let, I just don't, I mean, I can see some possibilities with the Golden State Warriors as far as how they could utilize Russell Westbrook in their offense. Maybe letting him take the ball out, but he's going to have to understand that he has to get into his mindset that he's going to be more of a facilitator than just driving it to the hole. Okay? So if he's thinking, I'm just going to take the ball and drive it to the hole, that's going to make life difficult for the Golden State Warriors as far as their shooters, okay? And they can space, they still have talent to space out that floor. So I just don't know, is that going to be a very good fit for the Golden State Warriors or even for Russell Westbrook? And like I said, the Golden State Warriors organization said that they don't mind being over the cap, but are you going to go over the cap for that person, for that personality, for that talent? I just don't know. All right. So, but the Golden State Warriors have always been in talks, and this is going to be the third straight season where they the speculation is Giannis is going to go to the Golden State Warriors at the end of this season if things are not working with the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay. And maybe they're talking about that from that perspective, that if Milwaukee does a sign and trade where they max out Giannis and then trade him to the Golden State Warriors for some future picks down the road, maybe they're talking about that, possibly, like they don't mind being over the salary cap, or they don't mind being over the salary cap for the next couple of years. But if the money starts if the tax of them being over the cap is being too much of a burden to them, then possibly they can cut some of the fat off of the salary, like trading Draymond possibly down the road. And then you just have the Splash Brothers and Giannis. Okay. So, a lot of interesting things that's been going on for the past 4 or 5 days. And like, I'm going to state for the record, these are trade rumors. Okay. Trade rumors and speculations. Okay. Don't take it too serious. Okay. So that's all I got for this video. I'll holler at you guys later. Deuces.